Welcome back, everybody. It is the Paint and Pendulum Dungeons and Dragons Sunday night tradition. Please ignore the fact that this is not on the last two Sundays. It's a tradition. Just trust me on that. We are going to go to Sylvia, who's going to give us an update, bring us back up to speed about what we've done, what we've learned, where we're going, what we're doing. Sylvia, take it.
All right, we spend a few minutes looking at the map, trying to decide where to go. We continue exploring. We get stuck on one very, very well done riddle before we finally figure out the answer to Epic Beat. Let's see. As we explore, we finally realize that the fact that when we go into rooms, things being missing and things that seem out of place in the room, that's not a coincidence. Things have been moved around, so we take the time to move everything back to their proper place. As we do, traps are disengaged. We do have a few minor inconveniences, such as the lovely, lovely Walter White, a specter who quite possibly was hyped up on some Twitch before he died. We spend some time making our own version of Twitch. We fight a bunch of... Oh, what were they? Animated armor, I believe is what they were. But we do finally manage to solve all the puzzles, and we are given a library card for our troubles. Thank God! No longer will we have to run away from everything. No longer will we be randomly attacked. We can take books, and more importantly, we can rest, which is what we decide to do. And as we wake, we feel more accomplished, more experienced, more capable. And yeah, now we decide what to do. I believe we want to go upstairs.
That is
all right. Congrats on the library card. Huge accomplishment. You can now walk freely through the ancient library. You can find books. You can read books. You have read some books. Does anybody want to talk about the books you've read? What you've learned?
Wait, people. Yes. So, is Don here or is he not?
Don is here. Yeah.
So, Don and I noticed, and we're talking about that the book. Hold on, which book? There's two things that are important. There's the one book that is about hags. Yes. And here we notice that apparently the mothers of Matria are involved somehow with a night hag who is trapped in corrupted souls with the Matrian oath. So
it's significant. Yes.
And in learning about night hags here, we see that they gather souls. Fortunately, none of us, except for our good friend Handuk, who is not here, have sworn the Matrian oath, despite his many attempts to get us to do so. And so I think it's important to discuss that portion of the books. You know, we'll step aside out and away from Handuk on the chance that he shows up, so that we at least aren't having this conversation. You know, he's an old man; he probably sleeps in late. So let's. So I'll explain to Tick what Don and I found in this book, and then we will. So Tick, this book says that Matrians are, run by a group of night hags who are collecting the souls of all these people. They trade in souls, they become powerful. The Matria is a big city. Have you been there, Tick?
I have never been to Matria.
So it's a huge city. It's a bigger city than you can see, even if you're on a hill above it. It's this wide, sprawling metropolis, and apparently this night hag has all those people's souls bound through this oath.
Oh no. Yeah, okay. And you know what, Ozana, I really didn't like the way that Matria sounded anyways from my dear friend Handu explaining some things, so works out for me.
But here's sort of the problem with that oath is that if, according to this book, once those people have given their soul to the night hag, the night hag's eventually going to turn them into more night hags.
The whole city of Matria is going to be turned into night hags, so burn it to the ground.
Theoretically, all the mothers at the very least already have been, right? Like, they don't need to kill them to turn them into souls. They just eventually do, according to this book.
Huh. Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad Handuk's asleep for this, Olazada. I think it would hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely wouldn't feel good about all the people who he's damned to the Night Hag souls, but Handuk definitely is also, right? Like, he's definitely sworn this oath.
He has sworn this oath. Oh, no. Do you think, you know what, though? He did renounce his Matrian. Oh, like, he did renounce Matria. Do you think that he'll be okay? You think
looking right at this book, unless he did it with, like, crossing fingers or somehow making the oath dishonest? No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's right. Like, our friend's soul is damned. He's going to become a night hag at some point.
Oh. All right. Well, that definitely does.
I mean, I guess if we could get rid of all of the night hags somehow, that might save his soul, but that seems like a tall order.
He's not going to become a night hag. He's going to be hell currency. All these souls become hell larvae.
Mm.
And they're basically currency for the 9 hells. There's no way for him to become a night hag.
I mean, night hag's a type of devil, right? According to this book, and the devils can turn their souls into their kind.
No, they'll turn them into currency.
We'll read the last sentence of the book segment here.
I thought that they implanted their kind.
Sounds like they can do both, right? Like, they become currency and they sell the souls, but if they have the souls, they can turn them into devils too, is what this says.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's the last thing it says. They grab souls, turn them into their kind, and evolve them.
So somehow they're going to turn Handuk into either a devil or a demon, depending on who ends up with his soul. We need to figure out how to stop that.
Yeah, we really. Yeah.
He really needs to read the book How to Break Up Your Patron in 9 Easy Steps by H.H. Holmes. I heard it worked really well for him.
That might actually be something that could be helpful to him, right? Since the night hags, like, they have your soul, and don't when you take a pact with a warlock, like a warlock pact with your patron, right? You bind your soul to them. Maybe there's a way in that book to kind of like free Handuk the same.
Maybe we need to check out this book and learn more about night hags.
I think there is a book that is 50 Ways to Leave Your Deity.
Yeah.
I think it's first one is you just slip out the back, Jack, make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just set yourself free. You hop on the bus, Gus.
Jason,
you don't need to discuss much.
We're all too young to understand.
Just drop off the key, Lee, and set yourself
free.
Oh, gosh.
You're too young to know it because you just got your library card. You're welcome.
We are library card babies, aren't we? Yeah, okay, so
Here's a little bit more about that. See, the problem is all inside your head, she said to me. And answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you in your struggle to be free. There must be 50 ways to leave your deity. She said it's not really my habit to intrude. Furthermore, I hope my meaning won't be lost or misconstrued. But I'll repeat myself at the risk of being rude. There must be 50 ways to leave your deity. 50 ways.
Well, I don't know. That guy's still chosen, isn't he?
What?
He's still chosen, isn't he? The chosen people?
Oh, I don't know. You don't know who this is by.
Well, Sylvia, maybe say that out loud so I can respond to it.
Well, if there's 50 ways to leave a deity, one of them has to be death, but I'm guessing we don't want to go that way with your friend.
I mean, I think the situation when you die and you believe in these human gods is you believe that the human god is going to take your soul, right? So that does the opposite of freeing him. That would be delivering his soul.
Now remember, guys, Harberon is about to attack and get into a big fight with the Bullywogs. So what happens with all those, as they call them, mothers, when they die? They're just going to become more hell currency.
yeah, so
Town is
speaking
bad.
of the Bullywogs, right, and the forest, the other book that we got, the dragon book, had some information in it too, yeah? Didn't we figure something out about Loggerman Feller?
Yes.
Yeah. We did. We did.
Even more than the Night Hags and Matria, Loggerman Feller must die.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't like that guy from the very beginning. Something off felt about him.
So why don't you recap what you found?
So I think that from what we have found in this book about dragons, we were able to deduce down, we're not 100% able to nail it down and say for sure that this is true, but we believe Loggerman Feller is a green dragon.
I think that was from a different book that we got that from, right?
Yeah, probably. We had a bunch of books, so
I had asked if there was a book about Loggerman or about the fall of my people in the homeland in Sylvanas, and we found a book called Cyano Arborfell and the Orb of Insight, which told us that Loggerman Feller, hundreds of years ago, entered the forest of Esmeralda, disguised as a lone lumberjack, and befriended the elves there, including Sylvanas, the Elf King. And he began then to sow the seeds of mistrust and madness that led to my people being exiled from their lands, and Sylvanas going crazy and tainting the forest. And so Loggerman Feller needs to die.
and then the dragon book kind of just it tells us, their flight style, things like that, where they live, a little bit about that, their mannerisms, how they kind of hunt and stuff.
What about the gamble?
What about the gamble?
They're in a big gamble, all of them.
Yeah.
there's a Tontine going off. So the last one gets all the territory, all the booty.
Yeah, it says.
It's very last.
Yep, that's what I was reading it here right now. The dragons of the realm agreed to enter a Tontine. They decided to infiltrate the cities and kingdoms of the pre-schism realm and begin to consolidate treasure. The treasures were to be hoarded. As members die, their shares are dispensed to other participants, so each participant's value increases on the death of the last member. The Tontine is concluded, and a winner is declared. So
That's something maybe we can use against them. Tontines never go well.
they don't.
More importantly, I would like to peruse this book to make sure I understand everything it tells me about how to kill dragons.
That's a really, really good idea, Hosanna. Really good idea. So I feel excited that we're slightly more educated about dragons. Never really run into one before, other than, Lagerman Feller.
Well, perhaps this chronometron will help us kill him as well. We should find it quickly so that we can go tell my people that the source of the taint has been found.
Yeah. So I believe we were going to go look upstairs at the lighthouse first before we went down.
I kind of want to go down, man. I found something really neat in the basement of a fort one time.
Well,
It was
yeah,
actually an old mission. A heroic battle got fought there. Something got stolen by a man named Francis and got hid in the basement.
Yeah. We're over here by the lighthouse where we were going to go upstairs.
Do we have Handuk?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
I apologize for
Welcome.
my tardiness.
It's
Okay. Who wants to recap what you guys discussed?
Handuk, Handuk, did you read this book about hags?
Yes, I've come to the understanding of perhaps what it is that I've done. I spent some time speaking with my deity, and I have a terrible guilt on my shoulders. Yes.
Well, you've sworn the oath as well, right, Handuk?
Yes. I feel as if a worm is eating away at my soul, a maggot. The
Do
very
you know
soul.
if there's a way to free you from this oath?
I will divine with my god, the star god, at the next possible convenience. But I fear that you may have to slay me instantly if I should drop below 0 hit points.
No.
Okay.
No. Handu.
Shall I recap the ways to leave your deity?
Yeah, please.
Not going to do that.
There are 50 ways
Okay,
to
so-
leave your deity.
There are 50 ways to leave your deity. See, you just slip out the back, Jack. You make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. You just set yourself free.
I will speak these riddles to the star god and see if I can gain any traction.
Traction. All right. So, is there consensus on going to the lighthouse?
Yes. Sylvia, are you ready? That's the consensus I have. Up we go.
I believe it is the wise thing to do.
Okay, the lighthouse. Okay, you guys you use your library card to move freely throughout the library. You get to the entrance and you are confronted by a door. Let's get to that door. Shocker. There is a riddle.
Invisible yet bound by light. Is this a hangman riddle?
It is.
It's not a shadow, is it? I'm not
Mhm.
saying that
Nope.
out loud.
Nine letters.
Hey, Mr. World, can you describe to us, like you said, it's like the same ones that we've seen before with the buttons and things like that?
Yep, exactly right.
Exactly like it. Okay, and it's just this door with like the buttons on the front of it.
Yeah, this is the door to the lighthouse. Yes.
Okey-dokey. Hey, Handuk, you mind having a look at these letters here like you have our last couple puzzles to see if maybe there are any indication of which ones are pressed more like we have before?
Yes.
And maybe Sylvia look and see for the trapping mechanism that's built into this one.
I will use my
On
great
it.
perception. Oh my.
That's a 9 for me.
It's a 6 for me. Invisible yet bound by light.
Can we try an A?
We
Would you
should
like
try
to
it.
try an A?
Yes.
We should try an X.
No.
I'm gonna try A.
A.
Hey, we got an A. We have an A. All right. Invisible yet bound by light, but has an A. I think the librarians knew that we were pretty good at their other puzzles, so they wanted to give us a stinger this time.
Well, I thought hexameter was quite difficult, actually.
Yeah, that one was a little rough as well. Let's see.
Epic beat.
Epic beat.
Oh,
Of course it's a hexameter. Of course it is. How could you not know that right away? Invisible, yet bound by light.
Invisible yet bound by light. Invisible yet bound by light.
How do you guys feel about L?
You said an L?
Yeah.
Do we have an L?
Guys, starlight.
Oh.
No,
No.
the A's in the wrong place. Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Can we try L?
We have L. Huh. What do you think about I, Olazana?
No, I say S or R.
S or R?
Or Q.
Try S.
don't listen to Don Caballero.
Is that? Are you pressing yes? S.
Yeah.
Everyone take 6 points of radiant damage.
Oof.
The eyes of the lion shoot out radiant damage. Everyone.
And that was a S, no S.
OS.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I don't want to do that again, friendos. It didn't feel very well.
T.
T.
I'm gonna push T.
Hey, T. Oh, wait. Bonus.
Huh. Invisible yet bound by light. Are we 10 or 9, Mr. World?
This is correct.
This is 10-letter word.
Yep.
Do we do E?
We did not.
Can we do E now?
We can. E. Huh. My gosh. So we have 2 vowels, E and A. It's not an ION word because the T's in the wrong spot.
There's definitely another vowel, but I don't know which one it is.
I was thinking it's either. I was thinking about I, but that could be wrong, and I'm not trying to get us blasted in the face.
How about Y?
I like Y.
Yeah, I think Y is good.
At the end? Might be a Y. Reality TV.
It's not reality, it's spelled wrong.
Can I get I? This is relativity.
Relativity.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Olazana.
She read a book up there that was by this guy Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys, in the 4 hours when the rest of you were sleeping, she read a lot of books.
Nice.
All right. Good job, Olazana.
Good job.
Excellent work.
Well played. You enter the lighthouse. So you are at the
I'm
bottom.
casting. I'm going to cast mage armor on myself here. I'm sorry.
Wrong character, Handuk.
Yeah. Never mind. I don't. Yeah. Never mind. Pardon me.
Okay. You're at the bottom of a staircase. You notice. Here's what you notice. There are small figurines, that, carvings. You're not sure. They are sort of small stone birds laying all over the floor. There are some on the stairwell. There are some on the ground. They are in various shapes, some with their wings open, some closed. Very realistic looking, but made of stone. They're laying all over the place.
In in the fashion that they're like laying around Mr. World, does it look like maybe they fell and landed that way?
Yeah, they certainly fell and landed that way. That's fair. Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
All right, I'm not going to try to smash any birds, and I'm going to try to go up the MC Escher stairwell that is before us.
I would like to kind of look around a little bit more to see if like anything else looks noticeably off or anything like that before I walk towards the stairs myself.
Yeah, if you wait long enough, you'll see a bird will sort of come down in. Looks like there may be a broken window or something up at the top. And as it flies into the light heading through one of the windows, it turns to stone and falls all the way to the ground.
Oh,
Fantastic to know.
Awesome. I'm not going up.
that's good to know.
We should maybe close that window. Seems like a dangerous window.
Mhm. Is it the window that's dangerous, Starchild, or is there magic aloof?
Tomato. Tick. I heard a trader say that phrase once. I'm not sure what it means, but it seems appropriate.
So I could maybe try to dispel any sort of magical anything that could keep us from ascending the staircase.
So is the light on the entire staircase? Like we can't go onto the staircase at all?
No, it's very discreet. You can sort of see it here in this photo, and these rays definitely hit certain places and not others directly.
Okay.
I'm going to guess detect magic in this area. As a first.
Go ahead and read the wording.
If you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you, if you sense magic, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any creature or object in the area that bears magic. It penetrates most barriers.
Yeah, the windows are magic.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay, idea. I'm gonna take off my cloak and then mage hand my cloak in front of a window to see what happens. Real quick. See if it turns to stone or if it.
Why don't
Nothing
we
happens.
have Olazana shoot a window out first?
well,
and
because
then
we
do
don't
that.
want to destroy the library.
It obviously wants to destroy us.
But let's see if this cloak
He
thing
makes a
works.
compelling
By the way.
argument.
No, the library wanted to destroy us before we had our library card when we were being trespassers, but now we're not. We're patrons of the library.
Well, why don't you walk up the staircase holding the library card, and I'll be the first one behind you.
Don, if we walk up the stairs with me in front of you holding the library card, I might have to mule kick you back down for being so sassy on a regular basis.
Are there like shutters for the windows?
There are not shutters for the windows.
I like this cloak idea. This mage hand cloak, Sylvia. I think
Yeah, how about it? Is that working?
Yeah, you could like.
Did you
move
do
the
it?
cloak and then I could shoot. the
Yes,
cloak
I would
and
like
hold
to
the
do that
cloak.
real quick.
All right. So you you put a cloak in front of the. There are two windows in front of the bottom window.
Does it block the light?
It blocks the light.
I would like to shoot and pin the cloak to block the light in the window with the arrow.
Why are you doing that? We can't get the cloak. We can get up without getting in the light.
Yeah, but now we don't have to like hold the cloak in place.
Yeah, she can use a mage hand to put another one in front of the other window that way.
Yeah.
I'm not losing my cloak to
Well,
like.
you know what? That's okay. You can use mine. Here.
Thank you.
All right, what do you want me to roll, Jason?
Well, there's a wooden frame. You're good enough to put it in, so it works.
Okay. Nose goes for who walks in front of the window first.
You know what? I will go do it.
I'll go behind you.
Okay, you walk up, and nothing happens.
All right.
You have another window.
All right. Can I see your cloak?
Well,
Tim?
we're past it, right? So you can mage hand my arrows out, then grab this cloak and move it up.
Well, no, because we still got to come back down. We can just pull it out on the way back down.
We can do this maneuver again, right?
Yeah, but what if we must leave in a great hurry?
Yeah, we'll just do it on the way back down, Olazana. Here you go, Sylvia.
Okay. Mage hand the second cloak in
Okay.
front of the window.
It works.
Shoot the second cloak.
It works. You get to the top.
Zah.
Zah. All right. You. What are we going to do first? Let's see. Why don't we do this first? You get to the top. And you see a person hovering, meeting you there at the top. It's not a person. It's hard to call him a person. It's hard to call him a him. It's a being. It is a being of light.
A being of light.
You're able to look out through the windows. One of them is broken. You see how the birds are getting in. You're able to look out amongst the vast sea. You see the boats. You see the ship that brought you. And a being of light is there.
No offense, guys, but I don't want to get into a fight with the Celestial.
Does this being take note of our presence as we ascend to the top floor?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. And around this floor that we're on now is just the being in the windows
Yeah, and the lamp.
and the lamp. Okay. I kind of want to talk to him, guys, but I kind of don't want to disturb his work.
Well, I have a question. Mr. World, is the same light that was going through the windows the same sort of light that this being is producing?
No.
Okay.
No, you would be petrified by now if that was the case.
That's what I'm
I got a
thinking.
question. Why is this guy like being the lamp of the lighthouse in the daytime?
Well, maybe it's his post.
He seems awfully happy of doing it.
Do you want to ask him that question?
Do we want to disturb him or?
Let's disturb
Yes.
him.
I
Okay.
really want to ask him that.
Let's ask him. Why don't you go and ask him, Don?
But nicely. We will ask nicely. And make it very clear we will leave him alone. Or they or it, whatever pronoun they prefer, alone if they would like us to.
I'll ask. I'll go up and be like, "Excuse me, sir. Why are you lamping in the daytime? I'm just curious."
I keep my post. Where else would I be? I am the light. I have nowhere else I need to be.
Well, you shine very brightly. Thank you for doing the thing that you do, sir.
You almost get the sense that it's absorbing light versus radiating light. Now, it's clearly radiating light, but you feel like it's a more absorbing light right now.
Oh.
Yes, absorb light in the day.
Basking. Let's say it's basking.
Right.
So maybe it's taking the light from the. Maybe it's what's keeping the lighthouse from shining brightly out onto the ocean around.
I do have
He's
so many questions
charging.
for this. So, why in the world would this powerful lighthouse be here if there is no visitors allowed to this place? It seems like such a waste of such a great lighthouse to have no commerce or any reason. Was this place once a hub of commercial activities?
It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never been seen since there was a nation till that time. But at that time, her people shall be delivered. And she and her agents were fighting against the dragon. And the dragon and his agents fought back, but she was defeated. And there was no longer any place for them. But eventually the great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent. The deceiver of the whole world, he was thrown down to the earth, and his agents were thrown down with him.
Who was it that threw this dragon to the earth?
It was probably the star god.
He doesn't respond.
I think it was the star god.
Do an investigation check. Someone do an investigation check.
I'm not good at that.
I have like +3.
Yeah,
I got a +5.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 15.
Okay. All right. You find something very interesting on the floor. There's almost a dial, a setting. There is a what looks to be carved into, we're going to say it's carved into copper. But you're going to see it in full color. And this is what you see.
Huh.
I see 6 lighthouses. 7 lighthouses.
And there's a dial, Mr. World, you said.
There's a dial, and by you talking to this creature, you seem to have activated this lighthouse. And there is a dial you can dial to the other lighthouses.
This is amazing technology.
Can I turn the dial to
No, don't
Glaciaria?
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, fine. I won't do the thing.
To Glaciava?
Yes.
This might actually be like there's an old way of hill forts where they'll light signal fires to get armies to come to them. Do we really want to do this?
Hold on. Can we go back to the cartography room?
Right now?
Yeah,
Why?
to see if there's anything about how these lighthouses work in that room.
Possibly.
Like, there's probably a book about what this does, right?
That's a good idea.
There might be. I also have another question. Mr. World,
Yes.
the lamp in the lighthouse is on, right?
Well, it's daytime.
Okay. I was just curious if the lamp was on and maybe that being was in front of the lamp, like absorbing the energy coming out of it.
No, it's absorbing the energy coming from the sun.
The sunlight. Okay.
Yeah, there's a chance this being is the lamp for the lighthouse.
There is that chance.
But
Yeah.
can we go and look in the cartography room?
Yeah,
see
so you
if
run
there's-
down and you find a book, and it is called The Lighthouses of Benalia. And
Oh,
long story short, when activated, the lighthouses allow for travel to other lighthouses around the world.
Oh,
Then-
Fucking sweet.
wow. Good
That's
thing we
what I
didn't
hope.
go to
That's
Glaciava.
what I was like. That's what I hope this book told us. That's so cool, Jason.
I was thinking of the same, but I wanted to kind of know, like, if that was how it was going to be.
Did they tell us how to activate the lighthouses in this book?
Well, I'm glad we didn't accidentally go somewhere else.
No, they don't give you the solution to activating, but this one you got to the top and it activated. So this one is
Okay.
activated.
So we can go to one place once we. Okay, so let's go somewhere else now.
Lasana, if possible,
No,
we could
let's-
travel directly to Esmeralda and protect the forest from the Harboronians.
I am sure in reading this book on dragons that a dragon as old as Lagerman Feller will prove difficult to slay. Before we return to Esmeralda, I think we need to go talk to my people and see what help they can give us.
You
And
think
then
that
this book
one
says that there
beast-
are many lesser dragons in the Fjordlands. We will have to
one
go
beast
there.
destroys an entire army?
Let's find the weapon first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weapon, allies, Lagerman Feller.
So, I would like to notes of the things from the book about the lighthouses into my notebook, and also kind of like sketch what we saw on the dial in the top of the lighthouse as well. Kind of.
You
We'll
want
get a
to
copy
give us
of
a
this
picture?
map.
Thank you. Perfect.
Okay.
The lighthouse was being
Um,
said, a time of trouble, a people were divided, and the dragon was dropped down to Earth, to Benalia, with its agents.
With its agents, which it could be any dragon, right? Because,
It sounds like the Yuan Ti are sort of its agents.
well, not necessarily it doesn't necessarily have to be discussing Lagerman Feller, right? Since,
Are there other dragons that I care about now?
well,
Yeah,
no,
but
but what
it
I'm
sounds
getting
like, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. What I was just getting at, Olazana, is that they have that Tantine, right? Which means that there's several of them. And maybe those smaller dragons are the agent of something bigger, is basically what my thought process was.
Yes, they seem to have some sort of organization, even if it's competitive against each other. But who were their enemies that this being mentioned that also fell down from the heavens?
Maybe we should look for a history book, something that might talk about a fall or something. I think he mentioned a great serpent as well as a great dragon, right?
I remember him saying he cast the dragon down from the heavens to Benalia.
Could we ask for help finding that book? I don't know if we know enough to find it on our own.
Would that be the book written by Hatem Abashusha, a Book of Dragons?
We could look at, and so I'll look and see if there's anything in this book about dragons by Hatem Abashusha that's similar to what the Being of Light was talking about.
Okay.
No, but you do find a book about the schism, the Great Schism.
The Great Schism.
In the history room, you find a book about the Great Schism, which you believe the being was speaking to. And here we go. Long ago, in the Golden Age, there was peace among all the peoples of the land. There was a great and just emperor, Justinius, who led the people to great works and arts. Justinius lived uncommonly long, so that he ruled through 3 generations of his subjects. During his reign, the arts flourished. Literacy, prosperity, and justice were ubiquitous. Great castles, mansions, mills, and industry and trade with foreign cultures peaked, and the land and its people were happy. The youth had come to believe he was immortal. Justinius lived so long, in fact, that his sons and grandsons had perished, and the empire was left without a rightful heir. The government had been run by the houses of the mind and the heart. Justinius listened to the counsel of both houses so that he could make the decision in the best interest of the realm. The house of the mind was known as the erudites, the sages and intellectual class. From the great library of Kal-Thax, on the island of Kal-Thax, they sat in quiet academic contemplation, and conversation was immune from the intrigue of personal ambition and slights. Their conclusions, however, tended to ignore psychological factors and often advised logical steps that would have incited rebellion. The house of the hearts were the empaths, an emotional intelligentsia that understood the irrational side of man that can be leveraged to exploit the populace. They lived among the people, listened, and understood the zeitgeist. After Justinius's death, a conference of the erudites and empaths were called to resolve the question of the future king and empire. Without a strong and wise central figure to balance the two, the disagreements escalated, and ultimately the conference broke down. There was an agreement to reconvene in 30 days to continue the discussion. During that intervening month, however, nobles began to position for support from both sides and lobby for influence. They drove the sides further and further apart. By the time of the second conference, the two sides showed up with armed guards and troops, and the Great Schism began. A war that ultimately destroyed both houses, and all of the noble houses were crushed in these wars. The first to be killed were the erudites, so that there was no one left to chronicle the war that followed. 100 years later, castles, mansions, and once great monuments lay abandoned. Noble families and bloodlines are gone, and most histories have been lost. Trade amongst the lands has all but stopped as the realm has consumed itself in a civil war of ideology. Now you may ask, how did this book get in this library if everyone was killed? And that is a good question that you don't have the answer to.
So,
but that does explain why there's no one in this library and everyone is dead.
It does explain.
It does.
But it also puts another like bug in our brain about that time travel thing.
Well, we also have not everybody in here was dead. This guy Zed was here. Why are you in the library again, Zed?
I was searching for some personal stuff.
Some personal stuff. What does necessarily some personal stuff mean, Zed?
It's more for my knowledge.
You were searching more for your knowledge, or your personal stuff is more for your knowledge?
My personal stuff is more for my knowledge.
I thought we were friends, but all right.
There's many secrets, this Zed.
I know. One for all and all for one, I thought, but hey.
But my question is there a relationship between these empath healers of the pre-schism to the matrions? Because it seems like a natural progression, almost. Mr. World, do I find a connection between these empaths of the past and the matrions of the present?
Boy, does it sort of seem to have some parallels. Seems very familiar to you.
Handuk, I'm glad that you denounced Matria the more I learn about this place, because it really just doesn't sound very nice.
New friend Zed, are you able to cast a spell that could take us to another plane?
I am not.
One that will take us to another plane?
Yeah. Say that we needed to go to the Feywild for a reason. Do you think you could do that?
My magic is not that strong yet.
What if you... I've seen some wizards cast a spell by reading it.
I am not a wizard.
Ooh, valid. Not a wizard. I have something that would allow us to travel. We're just probably not close enough, Olazana, for me to be able to do such things.
So, what do we think is in the rest of this library? We're sort of done with the lighthouse. Should we go to the basement now?
Yeah, we need to find a tinker and get his cryogenitron.
The chrononometron.
That's what I said, cryogenitron.
Yes, the chrononometron.
Yes. And then we can see in the ice of the polar ice cap.
No, chrononometron. Not cryo, whatever. Chrono. Time, not cold.
Okay. Let's try the basement now then. Lighthouse teleportation circles. Awesome. Nope. Let's see if we can find a workshop that would have this tinkerer in it. Zed, you haven't run into anybody named the Tinkerer, have you?
Zed thinks for a moment. I don't believe I have.
What do you believe, Zed? That's something I want to know. Can you answer that, or is it too personal for you, pal?
You broke up for me.
I said, what do you believe, Zed?
Depends on what you mean by believe.
I don't know, something. You got to believe in something.
Well, I am a warlock who worships certain Patreon.
Ah,
Patreon.
And
Huh?
which patron would that be? Curiosity, of course.
The Archfey.
Oh,
Excuse me?
the Archfey.
Do you think your patron would bring us to the Feywild if we had to go there?
It is possible if she'll listen to reason.
Well-
So, then.
Let's figure that out more later. I'll take a note of that in my journal. Just a little scribble note. Said patron, Archfey, possible transport, question mark. So to the basement we go then, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Hey,
Yes.
very exciting. You head
Let
to the
me-
basement.
Let me know if we find
Before we
Pee-wee's bike.
Basement. Wait.
Yeah,
In the name of the Star God, I bless you, Star Child.
Good.
I bless you with the power of the very light of the stars. All right, and I cast bless.
Okay. I'm going to go out ahead of the group since I'm the one that can see stuff coming. And this is the scary basement.
Everybody gets. I give it to Pedro. I'm sorry, Don. I give it to Olazana and Zed.
Thank you for calling me Pedro.
I'm sorry, I got that mixed up with somebody else.
Okay. So I will go first down the stairs, looking out for any sort of shenaniganry from the various
All right.
people.
So
We got
you
19
get-
perception.
you see on the stairs, as you get to the top of the stairs, there are blood spatter marks on the stairs.
Is it new blood or old blood?
It is dried blood.
I'm going to pull my sword and shield out and continue.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check. You see 14.
Good. I rolled real. Oh, bless.
Yeah. Yep. A saving throw?
I got a 14 on a dexterity check.
Okay, you'll take half damage. Blades come out of slits in the wall. Think of it like on either side of the stairwell, two massive Freddy Krueger fingers, like swords, come out and they come at you. And they stab you. Piercing damage. 19 points of piercing damage, halved because you were able to dodge.
Mr. World, where these blades happen to shoot from the wall, is that where the blood splatter kind of is?
100%.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
I'm going to tell all of my unnimble people to look out for the trap. Be like, watch, blade trap.
Hey, Sylvia, I know that you're pretty handy at stuff like traps and triggers. You think you could look around and see if we could shut this thing off in case we have to make a mad dash back through here and not be so nimble?
Sure. That's a 15.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure what's making this happen, quite frankly.
Maybe like a pressure plate or something?
Maybe. Might be a tripwire. May just be some weird magic BS that I do not understand.
You know what? Fair. Very fair. So how do we get past this then? Without getting chopped up into dinner.
Be fast, be nimble.
How close to the ground, to the stairs? Like, how far up the wall would you say the blades are?
It came out so quick. You're not exactly sure.
Oh.
And it's quite dark in here.
Did it come out horizontally or vertically?
Horizontally.
Horizontally. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna try to vault it.
Ooh, okay.
I'll try to catch him on the other side to help him with his jumping.
Don't catch me.
Okay. All right, you're gonna vault like to the. How are you gonna do this? It's a.
I'm gonna take a running jump. Use my athletics.
And I want to give the help action to help him by letting him just like
All right.
jump.
Go ahead and do an athletics check.
Ooh, I got a natural 20.
Okay, you leap, you bounce off of the. You leap and skip like 5 steps, and you land perfectly. Your left foot on the bottom step, your right foot on the second to bottom step, and you land like a cat. Nothing at all like a paladin or whatever you are.
All right. I'm going to creep right up to it and allow my aura to help out anybody else that's like coming up and needing to make a dex save.
I forgot about that +2.
+3.
Oh, look at you.
I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Go for it.
You're gonna do the same move.
Yeah, just gonna go for it.
We know that Handuk has no chance of being able to do this move, right, guys?
Oh, no, it is a +2.
So that's a 15 total, and if I'm taking half damage, I will use evasion and take none.
Okay, 15. You skip 4 steps. You stumble a little bit. It's not quite cat-like, but you land it, stumble a little bit, and sort of run down to the bottom of the steps. You play it off, take no damage. Okay, there you go.
Tick, you might have to dimension door Handuk through.
I
make it.
thought about it, but I also thought about what if we ducked under, like flat on the stairs, kind of?
Just like ride a shield.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
We're
I'll
talking
toss my
38
shield
points
back
of
to you.
damage on a hit.
No. It's 19 total.
Yeah, that's if you dodge, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
He did that.
Olazana, toss me your shield, yeah?
Okay.
All right.
No cost.
I will catch this shield, and I will put it on the ground in front of me, and I will say, Handuk, sit. We shall play a game.
Oh, this is like
I'm going to get out of the way.
on the trash pits in Metro. We used to pick up trash barrels and ride them down the trash hill.
All right. So very similar to this. Sit.
I'm not think this is going to be good, but I will try it.
Hey, dog, be prepared to stop them when they pass.
All right. So as soon as Handuk sits down on the shield.
I hold my shield up in front of me as I sit down with.
Yeah.
It's like
to kind of lean back some, kind of Handuk, to kind of flatten out, right? All right. Yep. So put your shield over top of you and lean back. And as soon as he does, I'm just going to kind of give him a good push, like down the stairs.
No, mommy.
Yeah.
Okay. Handuk as the little kid sledding.
Yeah.
Into bladed traps.
Hey, resourcefulness. We have to use what works.
Handuk does his very best with physical discipline to keep his core strong and keep that shield up but lay down at the same time.
Yes.
Is it fun?
How's it working out for us, Mr. World?
It is a very interesting move that you make, and you slide, and it says, and okay, here's what I'm gonna do, and what's your armor class?
18.
They all miss,
Nice.
and they bounce off of the shields.
Huzzah, Handuke, you made it.
Amazing. I get down to the bottom, I go, yeah! You see me look younger than I ever have in my entire life. I feel great. I start dancing around a little bit down there.
All right, who's next?
Zed, do you want to go first? Do you want to go last?
I'll go last.
All right, so you will go last. I will go now. All right, so I will use my nimbleness of my acrobatics to kind of jump over them as well with a 19. And then if it's that +2 from Don, then 20.
All right, you leap, you skip 5 steps, and you land cat-like, planted, perfect, stuck the landing.
Not so bad.
Nice.
I will dust off and help Handuke up off the shield while we wait for Zed to come down.
Thank you. That was a great idea. I just passed right through them like a knife through butter. Hot butter. I mean, hot knife and warm butter.
You were more like super cold butter with butter knives bouncing off of you.
And not too many black flies on the butter like in Matriarch.
No black flies in the butter like in nature.
Good
All right,
old days.
How are you
Okay.
doing?
We have one left.
Uh-huh.
Zed's gonna take off his cloak and throw it there and see if the blades come out at all.
No.
Zed's gonna spread his wings and fly high and just straight through.
You're gonna fly. You saw what everybody else did, and you were like, yeah, I mean, some of you looked cool, but none of you look this cool. You fly right through, and nothing happens. It's pretty clear in retrospect that it was some sort of pressure plate, one of those middle stairs. Was a pressure plate of some sort. Trigger. All right. You get to a door with a lock. Now, here's the thing about this door. There is like I don't know how to explain it. There is like it's kind of my job to explain it. There is a crystal, let's call it. It is greenish blue. It is surrounded by copper. It's inset into the door. And there is, it's sort of flat. Think of it like a many-faceted crystal bowl set into copper, set into a door.
A many-faceted crystal bowl. Is the bowl part facing outwards towards us? Like it's like if the door was a table that was sitting flat, it's like sitting face up, or is it like?
No, it's convex, right?
Okay. Very interesting. So if is it in a position that I could pour something into it and it would stay?
Convex.
Okay.
That would be concave.
Okay.
It's pointing out towards us like a lens, like an eye ball.
Should we just knock? We got a library card.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, Don.
I'll knock on the door.
I'm going to make sure I'm standing away from it and to the side where that crystal thing isn't pointing at me.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Well, burglar, why don't you do your job?
Burglar? We don't have a burglar.
Sylvia's a burglar.
I don't think
No,
she ever said
actually,
that.
I'm not, and I'm a little offended you think I am.
Yeah, I don't ever recall Sylvia saying she was a burglar. It's a little out there, Don, buddy, for you to say to our friend who's been very helpful.
I will give him the stink eye, and I'll go to examine the door, see if there's anything we're missing.
I'm going to give you the best visual I can give you. It's not exactly perfect. But we're gonna say this is correct. Okay, there you go. Just imagine that that green blue piece as being convex crystal.
22 to investigate the door.
All right, it seems to have some sort of complicated mechanism involved here. It's certainly locked. You're not sure if it's. You got a 22? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not trapped, but it is certainly locked.
Do I think I could try picking the lock, or is that a little beyond what I can do right now?
Maybe. Yeah, you can try.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
That's a little burgly.
Look, have you never been locked out of your house? Sometimes you gotta learn to get yourself back in.
Do you have anything that would help you pick that lock?
I mean, I have thieves' tools.
Oh, so you are a burglar.
I just kicked
I'm
down
not
my
gonna
door.
flat out say that. I will not
wouldn't
say that I
describe
am.
myself as a burglar.
A lot of
That would be
protest for somebody who
excellent.
2 seconds later whips out thieves' tools and starts picking a lock.
She's like, I wouldn't call myself a burglar, but if somebody
That
else
is not
did,
what I do.
it would be very accurate.
I got some
Jeez.
Smith tools. You want me to try to remove the lock?
Okay, so that's a 24 total.
Okay, this is one of the more interesting locks you've ever seen. It is entirely mechanical. It is multi-layered, multi-leveled, but you are able to sort of work those tumblers just right, just enough. It takes every tool in your bag, and it takes a good 10 minutes. Everybody's standing around. They don't think it's going to work. And then finally, you tell everybody, shh, and you get it to click, and the door opens.
Good
Okay.
news, we're in.
All right. 1 second.
Good job, burglar.
Not a burglar for the last time.
Definitely
I don't
not.
know. That kind of seems like some burglar stuff to me.
Who wants to bet
Look.
that's not the last time?
Look, listen. Back home, you get locked out very often. The orphanage is not nice. You just learn to get stuff to where you can break back in to where you're not sleeping on the streets.
I just kicked the door down and made a new door.
I like his reasoning better. It seems more reasonable.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not exactly strong.
It's okay, Sylvia. Tut to those two. So we got the door open, yeah? And are we going in?
So you get inside, and you see the beginnings for a large room. Let me just bring it up here. There are mechanical devices. There are things along the wall. There are. Oh, here we go. It is cluttered. Some may say very interesting. Others may say and that's what you see.
I am so excited to see all of these things. And I would like to examine them, each one, with my notebook in hand as I draw these.
Is the character basically like made of this sort of thing?
What's that?
Isn't Tick like an automaton of some sort?
She is a tinkerer.
Is there like
I thought
so there's
you were
like a lot
clock.
of dials and stuff here, right?
Dials, valves,
Levers.
levers, switches.
Oof,
So many
switches.
switches. So many dials.
Just turn everything opposite of what it is now.
Meters. There are meters galore.
I'm gonna look for other people in here.
So much conduit.
Is there anybody else in this room?
Did you say conduit or conduit?
Conduit is what he said.
I think the proper pronunciation in French is conduit. No, conduit.
If
Yeah,
it's
you hear
French,
that?
it's
You hear that sound? That sort of electrical feedback sound. You hear that sound. You feel a little bit of an electricity in the air. You feel like a spark, maybe. Your hair on your forearms just sort of like rises a little bit of static in the air.
do we taste metal?
You taste a little bit of copper. Smell a little bit of oil.
All right, I'm gonna look at the conduit and admire it, and I'm looking for the conduit and seeing if it hooks up to any conduits.
Condulet, I believe.
No, it's a conduit.
Where we're from, we say condolet. Okay, here's what you start to notice. There are these tiny creatures that are, they have an eye, and they are these clockwork tiny creatures. And they are sort of moving around in sort of the walls between the dials, and they're moving around, and they have a single eye, and they're moving very fast. They occasionally look at you, but they seem to be performing routine maintenance, slight adjustments to the knobs. No levers are pulled. They're not crazy. They don't have the authority to pull levers. With a knob here and there, they can adjust a dial. They're tiny. Think of them like, oh gosh, the size of an egg.
Mr. World,
Yes,
are they Modrons by chance?
they are.
Yes! Ah, my clockwork heart is
Tick, are you gonna be okay?
No, I'm too excited. This reminds me of home, Olazada. You don't understand. You don't understand. It just reminds me of Mechanus and like the tinker shop that I grew up in. We had these little teeny tiny Modrons that ran all around. It was after the Great War of Modrons and Mechanus. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited.
If only our burglar was this enthusiastic about burgling.
Well, maybe if you find a burglar, she would be.
For the last time, definitely not. Okay, that's what we're seeing here.
I am so actually super stoked. I cannot even lie about this, guys. I have been waiting for the moment. Been waiting for this moment to see all of these things. I want to draw them, right, in my little book. And as like, as I'm looking around at the like the dials and stuff, are they in any sort of pattern? Do they like have labels of what they explain? I rolled investigation a second ago. 18.
Yeah, it's all very technical language. There is the the adjustment arometer. There is the thermal accentuator. There is the you know the terms. You should tell everyone all the terms that you read.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Excitement. Guys, are you as excited as I am? Look at all of these things. Look at all of these.
I am getting excited every moment. I see how happy you are, Tick, and it warms my heart.
I'm actually quite impressed by the workmanship.
Yes, this is quite a facility for whatever it does. Perhaps this is something that supports the power of the very chronometron. Chronometron, which we seek.
When you say that word, the Modrons look up. They all stop what they're doing, and they certainly perk up.
Oh, they like that word. They like the word.
I would say they were more on alert.
On alert. Oh. So noticing that, being very familiar with the behavioral antics of such kind of creatures, I will turn and say, maybe we shouldn't talk about that too loud.
Are these little things dangerous?
They can absolutely be.
Okay. They seem so innocent.
How do Matria seemed innocent until recently as well, did it not?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's go farther into this place. I am so excited to learn more and see more and do things. And maybe the Tinkerer is here. He must be. A man of his stature must be in such a place as this.
Tick.
Be.
He's a gnome, Tick. Come on.
Tick, come on.
Don't expect.
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down. These little eggs are getting angry.
Now listen, I would not expect a kind welcome from these gnomes. I just am not ready for. I will be as kind as possible, but I don't expect a warm welcome from any gnome that I meet anymore. I will keep my mouth shut if necessary.
All right. You work your way around the room, and you find another heavily mechanized door. So it's almost hard to recognize it as a door. It sort of looks like the rest of these very cluttered walls with all of these different mechanisms and dials, and it does not look like the last one.
Sylvia, do you think you can use your breaking and entering skills?
Well, or we can look and see if it's locked to begin with. Does a 20 say it's locked?
It is locked.
All right, then I will do the thing where I try to pick the lock.
Well, maybe one of these knobs or dials around opens it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of knobs and dials, and it's not one of them. It's gonna be some sort of combination of knobs and dials.
Mm-hmm.
You think we could try asking the little itty bitty things for help first, or?
Well, they're not really great communicators, friendo. They really just stick to what they know, which is building stuff and, like, maintaining it.
Are they going to get aggressive if we start burgling their lair?
Well, I didn't think we were here to burgle it. I will be very upset if we disturb them in their peaceful place of work and life.
And
Yes,
yet,
we should not steal anything from this place. That would be against all the things I believe in.
All right. What about if we start breaking and entering?
That's different. Because we're trying to save people.
So the knobs and dials around here, clearly in sequence, proper sequence, will open the door. Maybe we can figure that out, and we won't be burglarizing because we're going the proper way. This place feels very near and dear to me, very close to home. I would like to see it left as good of condition as it is, or possibly better when we leave here.
I'm with you. This is an amazing amount of metalwork.
Yes.
I'm impressed. I love it.
It's very
I wish
impressive.
I could work this good.
I mean, look at it. It's amazing. It's a feat of tinkering.
it's fully tinkered.
Somebody's been tinkering in here for quite some time.
So much tinkering. All right. You start to feel like there are a couple of different dials that might work, but you don't know. Remember, I said the Modrons are not authorized to throw any switches. They can modify a dial here or there, but they're not authorized to throw any switches. None of the valves.
No throwing.
What would you like to do?
The mechanisms to open the door are dials that they could very lightly probably move. There's no switches to throw, I don't think, that they would need to. So that could be potentially helpful. What say you, friends? Do you think one of you could take a closer investigative look? I'm not really good at that.
I could try. That's a 24.
Okay, here's what you found. There are 4 that seem to be somehow connected via the conduit, going to a conduit. There are 4 of them that are connected, and they are dials from 1 to 26. That's what you know.
4 connect from 1 to 26. Wait a minute. Wasn't there numbers written in one of the books?
Yes, but I don't remember what they were.
I do not either remember. Sylvia, is it in your notes?
No,
Well,
I'm looking through trying to find what I can.
Well, hey, here's one thing: is that
Which book?
Is 26 the number of the alphabet? So it could be a word.
It could be.
Could we write in open?
Well, so I'm not really sure what happens if we put in the wrong sequence. There's a lot of these modrons, which in the workshop that I grew up in, the modrons that we had, we used them kind of like attack dogs, right? So if somebody tried to break into the workshop or use something they shouldn't be, they would kind of like attack in a pack, right? And I'm really not wanting these beautiful creatures to annihilate my existence.
I'll be right back. Discuss your plan.
So I believe that if we put in the numbers 15, 16, 5, 14, that would spell the word open. That should open the door.
I thought there was a book that we had found that had a sequence of 4 numbers written in it.
Perhaps you are thinking of Rapan Athuk.
Maybe that is correct, but
Because we did just get a bunch of books with numbers in that.
that could be where I'm thinking of. But you know what? At least I'm thinking.
I'm looking at the books and I don't see anything.
Maybe, okay. You know what? I digress. Retcon that thought.
I could have sworn there was something with numbers. Was that the combination for the armory room?
Yeah, we did have that. Ooh, what was that? Was it a 4 numbers? No, it was 9. It was letters, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, everything.
I think the armory was comedy in the end.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Yeah, because there's 26 numbers on each one of these dials, or whatever they are.
Let's.
And I just so happen to have that.
Is it there was 26 dials with 4 of them being connected, or 4 dials with 26 ticks on them?
Exactly. The latter.
The latter of the 2. Okay.
Okay, what'd you decide?
Mr. World, on the dials that we're looking at, there's 4 dials.
Yes.
The numbers 1 through 26 on them?
Yeah, they have 26,
Okay.
26 numbers. Yep.
Okay.
1 through 26.
If we look around the workshop, do we see numbers that appear more often than others?
No.
Okay.
Is there like a table or anything in this area?
No.
Might have a book or something laying on it?
Nope.
No. Okay. Huh.
Can we knock on this door?
Hey, Sylvia, when you were looking at those dials, did you see any parts of them that looked a little more worn than others, maybe where it was flipped frequently? You know, kind of like when we were pushing the letters on the doors to get into the places around the library, how some of the letters looked like they had been pressed more frequently.
I don't know. Maybe? I could take another look and see real quick.
Yeah,
That's
no.
Okay.
Okay, well, interesting. Well, Handuk, do you think we should try your word?
Let's try.
I'm a little worried about it, but
Who knows?
can I do some magic before we do that, though?
Certainly. This could
All
be a pivotal moment.
I would like to cast Mage Armor on myself. I will do that. And then also, I would like to spend a minute building my own Modron. Bigger than these ones, but I would like it to look similar. I'm going to do the Summon Construct spell. And I will summon as a metal this time. And then, yeah, I'm good to go now. Handu, go for it.
All right, I walk over to the. They're like they're wheels, right? Like big valves.
Dials. Think of them as dials.
Okay. All right. On dial 1, I put
Yes.
it onto 15.
Okay.
Dial 2.
Hold on. As you do that, we're gonna do this way. You feel electricity in the air and static in all of the equipment. The static builds up and shocks you. 4 points of electrical damage.
Okay.
Okay, so new plan, Handu.
I think we need to come up with a new plan, Tick.
Yeah, are you okay? That looked like it didn't feel very well.
Okay. Okay, Mr. World, what are the dials currently set on?
They were all set on 1.
Oh.
Turn it back, Handu. Put it back to 1.
You feel like that might not be a great idea.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. I was just thinking like maybe it would piss things off less if we put it back the way it was. But yeah, okay. All right.
How many?
Go ahead.
How many are there?
4.
All right. So no, don't do that. So these Modrons can turn dials.
Yes.
Maybe we should see if we can have one of those touch things and not us.
Yeah, can't you charm these little things or something?
I don't know if they're necessarily charmable as they're constructs.
If anyone could do it, I think you could, Tick, and I'll pat you on the shoulder and you are gonna feel full of all kinds of confidence. Take a bardic inspiration.
Tick, here's what you know. They operate by absolute law and order and absolute hierarchy. Modrons communicate only with their own rank and the ranks immediately above and below them. Modrons more than 1 rank away are either too advanced or too simple to understand. They are cogs of the great machine.
Oh, they are cogs in a great machine, Mr. World. They are. So, that being said, communicating with them, I don't really know where my rank to theirs in this particular setting would be. My friendo that I have built possibly might be considered by them similar rank to theirs, but he's a little bit big. Looking around this workshop, does there seem to be, other than the switches for the door, the dials for the door, a like command station?
No. Very cluttered. Everything sort of seems to have sort of been put in here in open space. It's almost like they're filling in empty space with new stuff. But there is no centralized sort of command station. Someone do an insight check. Zed, do an insight check.
Oof. That would be a 6.
Okay. As a creature of sort of the elements, you feel like the element is significant.
The lightning? Like the lightning damage? This is
Seeing if I have anything here.
I'm gonna try 141421.
There's only 4 dials, Don.
Yeah, 141421.
Oh, 21.
Okay. Okay. Everyone takes 6 points of damage. Electrical.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Ooh.
Sorry, guys. I thought it's a multiplier for 45. Apparently, it's not.
All right. Mr. World, if I turn to one of these little creatures that I see scurrying around and talk to it, does it acknowledge me?
The only time they acknowledge anything is when they hear the word tinkerer.
Tinkerer.
Yeah. They don't speak common. They speak Modron. But that is one word that they seem to know.
Man, oh man, oh man.
Okay, what if we channeled lightning back into it? I feel like that might do something.
Or maybe like fry the circuit.
Well, if we get it wrong, we're shocked. What if we shock it back?
I can do Thunderclap. That is a thing I can do.
Well, I think it would be better if we use lightning damage instead of thunder.
Do we have lightning, though?
I can witch bolt.
That's not
I cannot
lightning.
Oh, is
I
it?
cannot make it.
Which is electrical damage. It is an arc of lightning. However, Tick, you feel like this is a very bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's a very bad idea, guys. It's a very bad idea.
Why? It makes sense. If it shocks us, we'll shock it.
No. I just.
Or we could be
down.
charging it to do even more damage to us next time.
Yeah, it's a conduit. It holds the electricity. Let's please not get dead in the room that made me feel so alive this whole trip. Please.
A conduit is a shield. It should not hold the electricity.
The sense that Tick gets, this being her sort of arena, is that you're just more likely to fry the circuitry and shut everything down, and that would fail. The door would fail to a locked state. So you have to open the door, and if you fry everything, it's just going to be shut. Sealed.
I want to know why every gnome is such a pain in the damn ass. When I find this gnome, he'll have a few things to hear from me. Make it so difficult to come and see him. This is ridiculous.
So there's nothing around the room that kind of like indicates which way the dials have to be turned or anything of the sort.
Well, I mean, I think you guys are in the right thinking that it's a word made up of 4 letters. So I think you're in the right
Time?
I was thinking about time, right? I've been thinking that because we are in the workshop and chronometron is where we're headed, and time and chrono are synonymous.
So I was right. That's the most important thing.
Are you sure it's not cold? Because we're looking for the cryo-optictron.
No, we're looking for the chronometron.
I would put in time into
The chronotron.
This joke is great, but I've watched too many episodes of Pawn Stars. This is basically every conversation in Pawn Stars between Rick and Chumley.
I didn't watch many of those. I'm sorry.
I would put in time into this door.
You'll start with the T,
Yep.
whichever number T is in the alphabet.
Okay. You feel like you're really onto something, and yet everyone takes 6 points of electrical damage.
I would put in the I.
And hold on.
Oh.
Zed, you really feel like the element is significant.
Guys, I don't know why, but something about this. I think lightning it might be the key here.
I feel like it's a 4-letter word that is somehow related to electricity.
Gold?
Hold on.
Watt.
4-letter word related
Watt.
to electricity. W-A-T-T?
There's zero chance.
There is
Horizontal
no
would know
John
this.
Watt to invent the diesel engine here. It should be gold.
How about volt?
It's not silver. Is there a Nikola Volta? There's no French scientist here inventing batteries. It should be gold. Gold or lead? I mean, it's not silver. Silver's got the best specific resistance.
Volt is good. Volt is good. Maybe volt or ELEC. What if we, since we're all taking the damage, right? What if we turn the dials at the same time?
Just do it all at once.
Yeah, like what if it has to be turned at the same time? Like what if the only way to open it is for them to be turned at the same time, right? So like we figured out that these things can turn dials, but they won't communicate with us because we're not in their ranks, right? So whoever would be in their ranks would be able to tell them to turn the damn dials. So if they were trying to go in, they would be able to have them turn it in proper code at the same time so the door goes click and open, right?
Jason, I'd like to put 22 into the first one.
Which corresponds to, hold on.
V.
V. Clicks. Nothing happens. No damage.
Oh. All right.
God damn it. There has never been a French scientist to create a lead
I'd like to
acid
put-
battery.
15 into the second one.
For O.
Nothing happens. No damage.
There still has not been a French scientist.
No one ever speaks as sure of themselves as a paladin.
I'd like to put a 12 into the
Because he
third one.
knows that there's never been a thing.
Or an electrician.
I'd like to put a 12 into the second one.
The third one, you mean? We're on the
Third one.
Third one. Nothing happens.
And then a 20 into the fourth one.
It clicks. The door opens.
Aha!
Volt. Volt. Okay.
Do you want to tell us more about French scientists, Don?
The French scientists
Sure.
are rolling in their grave right now.
So sure that it never happened.
All right.
This is clearly a gnomish name.
Such.
So we get the door open.
If only we could all be so sure of things. Okay, you get into the next room. You see a large construct, automaton type creature near a furnace.
Kill
Is
it!
it your boyfriend?
No, don't kill it.
I'm kidding.
Tick, is this your boyfriend?
If I was ever interested in having relations with another being on the planet, it certainly would be one that I could turn off when I didn't want to hear it talk, like I can't the rest of you.
On one hand, fair. On the other hand, wow, highly offended.
Yeah, rude.
Yeah, we're not just automatons to be turned on.
All right, you see another door through the end of this room, and there are 4 dials.
What is this automaton?
1 through 26.
Does this automaton respond if we say hello?
Good question. Let me see.
It is quite beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I would like to look more around this room.
It only knows Modron.
Oh, question, Mr. World. Very, very big question, right? So my construct friend is a Modron, right? But I can communicate with it. So would I be able to communicate with this other being via my metal friend here?
You can try.
Ooh, you can try. Sometimes frightens me. And what kind of, do you want flat charisma or?
Well, here's what happens. Your Modron talks to it. It looks at it, shakes its head, says a thing in Modron, and your Modron looks at you and shrugs and says, I don't know. Basically has no idea what it's saying. Because of absolute hierarchy, they are not close enough in rank to communicate.
All right.
Is it actually making another thing that looks like a butterfly?
Yeah, it's working on all sorts of things with it's working with glass, it's sticking it in the furnace. It's doing all sorts of projects.
Well, looking around this room, is there any sort of notebooks or journals or anything laying out on tables?
They're all written in Modron and or Gnomish.
I speak Gnomish.
Okay. So you have a number of things in here then. That's good.
I speak Gnomish, Gith, and Dwarvish.
Okay, so a lot of what you see in here are sort of temperature settings for the furnace. If you want this colored glass, put the furnace at this temperature. If you want that color glass, add a little bit of this powder into your glass making kit. There's not. That's the vast majority of what you see. Now in the room, it is incredibly hot in here. Incredibly hot. Just think about like a furnace in the middle of the room with these vents. It doesn't bother this automaton at all. To you guys, it's extremely uncomfortable.
Okay.
So there's the 26 numbered dials here.
Yes, there are 4 of them, just the same.
I was thinking maybe temp. Temp is the word to open the next door because the last room was synonymous to electricity. This one seems to be heated, right? So it's good, Sylvia. Heat, temp, fire, all words that could work.
Are you sure we shouldn't put CAL2? Maybe we should just put watt.
No, what?
How about calorie?
No.
CALA.
It's 4 dials. It's only
CAL2 is calorie square.
I
Makes perfect sense. If we're in with
Sigh.
Alessandro Volta, then maybe Calorie Square.
Heavy sigh. Heavy.
Well, let's try heat.
Heat. It works immediately. First try.
I knew it.
Okay, door opens.
Goodbye, automaton.
And you follow the let's get a sense of where you are here, since I did so much work on the map. Okay, so you've gone in this door, you've worked your way through the electrical room, you worked your way around, you got to the heat room, and you have one final door right here. One final door, and let's look at that door. There's the door. 4 dials, 1 through 26.
Time.
Time works. The door opens. And you finally see a non-construct.
We have made it.
There's a gnome working on a device. Very serious device. It is very complicated. It has dials. It has settings. It has what's whichever. There's all sorts of things. It's very complicated. He's working on it. Got his little arc welder. Yes.
Can I do a thing?
Sure.
Seeing this gnome, I would like to shift for the first time in front of my party members into a female gnome.
What?
Yes. I'd like to do that.
All right, you do it. That's the thing that was done. That's the thing that happened.
It is a thing that was done, and it is a thing that happened. So Tick is now a small female gnome version of her former self that you had all been seeing.
All right, then. Just gonna go with this.
Roll with it. Just roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. Does this tinkerer, does he take note of us when we enter the room, or is he very engrossed in his work?
Extremely engrossed right now.
Extremely engrossed. I would like to approach him.
Okay. You wait. You get the sense of the timing, right? And you wait until he's sort of finished a little weld that he was working on, very precise. And you step in at that point, clear your throat, and you say,
Hello, dear tinkerer. I have been looking for you. I am so happy to make your acquaintance. I am Tick Watchman, and I will speak to him in Gnomish and do a proper bow.
okay, great. Give me 1 second. He looks up, startled. He hasn't seen a human or a humanoid, anything other than a construct in 100 years. He cannot believe his eyes. He says, What? I'm not ready. It's not finished. What? I don't.
No. It's okay. I'm not here to rush you. I'm just admiring your work. What are you working on?
This, you couldn't possibly understand. Well, see, this is the, I don't even want to call it this. It may be, if I can finish, this could be, it may be might be a chronometron.
That's outstanding. Outstanding, sir.
He goes back. Time is a precious thing, never wasted. And he gets back to another weld.
I will turn to the group, assuming he was communicating in Gnomish the whole time, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I'll turn to the group and I will tell them he is, in fact, building the chronometron, this great genius tinkerer here.
Cool. I don't think we're going to be able to, like, carry it around.
What do we have to carry it around to use it for?
I mean, it's supposed to be a weapon, right? That's what you guys told me.
If used in the wrong way, if anything could be a weapon, Olazana.
Do you
Are you
think
going
that
to,
this tinkerer would allow me to go back into time in order to not take the Matrian oath and be a child again and just run away from Matria so I don't have to have my soul removed from the inner core of my body?
I don't think the tinkerer is quite ready for anybody to use the chronometron, Handuk, but we could add it to the list of favors that we think he owes us but really doesn't.
He tried to kill us many times, if you really think about it, just to come and talk to this fellow.
Well,
I mean,
I don't
should
think
be
he
a little
really
more
was
friendly.
trying to kill us. You know, Handuk, when I was growing up, our workshop was set up kind of similar. We had traps and triggers and things to keep people who had no business being into our precious workspaces out.
He finishes the weld and looks back up.
He finishes the weld and looks back up.
What are you doing here exactly?
We came actually looking for you, sir. We heard great things about your work and the chronometron. And I myself, as a tinkerer, and I'll point to my Tinkerer's Guild patch that is emblazoned on the front of my cloak and say, I myself am a tinkerer.
I'm a
Yes.
tinkerer fan club member.
Oh, it's good that you're here. It's good that you're here. We're missing pieces. If we can finish it, if I can finish it, if it can be finished, but there are missing pieces that must be gotten. And can you run upstairs and
Sure.
get the book, book of wondrous items? Get the book. We need to figure out what pieces. Go get the book. Bring it back. And we will finish it. May we finish it?
What room? What room is the book in, Tinker? And I will go get it for you.
The science room, of course.
Science
Science room, of course.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
missing.
no, I'm sorry. The Arcana room. Arcana room is where it was. Yes. Mhm.
Book of wondrous items. That's the one that is. Who said it's missing?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I think that it's still missing, Mr. World, right?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, I think that book is actually missing from up there.
That book is in Escor College, in possession of another gnome.
Mr. Penis. Noir.
Yes, he was an asshole. This gnome was a real asshole, and he has it in Escor College, back on the mainland.
Quick question. Was he actually an asshole, or was he just an asshole because you guys kept calling him penis?
No, he was bad.
He was very mean to
very
us.
unkind to us.
Penis came after the fact.
They played music and to lure us into their area.
So
Then they
that
treated
book
us
is
terribly.
Escort College, right?
Yes,
And-
Escort College.
Hey, wasn't there a lighthouse that could kind of zap us back towards that way quickly? And maybe we could go to the college and get the book for the
No. The lighthouse is like up in the Fjordlands or down south of Matria.
Okay.
Escort College is heavily defended by gnomes
Ogres.
and ogres.
Well, he needs this book.
What about poor Mr. Bungler?
Oh yeah, that's right. We do have Mr. Bungler. Scratch the. Well, it's just a thought, Don. It was just a
You can
thought.
just tell Mr. Bungler to make his way back to the shore.
I mean, the quickest way would probably be to take the boat back to Broadwalk, right?
Right, and then go to
Because we have to walk overland either way.
All right, so I will tell the Tinkerer. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't catch your name.
Name. I had a name once. It's been so long since I've ever spoken to anyone. What was my name?
I will call you Mr. Tinkerer if that is acceptable.
I'm losing. What was my name? Then he goes back into a new
Tinkerer,
well.
did you know Jorge?
Yeah, doesn't
He finishes his well. You asked that question.
Yeah.
He says, yes, a good one. Yes, very capable. Where is he? Did he get my book? He should have gotten my book by now. Where is the book?
What book was he looking for?
The book, Wondrous Items.
Yes, it's in Escort College. Yes.
Mr. Tinkerer, there seems to be a problem with us getting your book. It's not here in the library. It's in another place that my friends had struggled entering before. I would like to get that for you to help you finish this great project.
Well, I can't finish without it. Can it be finished? I think. Can it? I don't know. Must it be finished? I'm not sure it must be, but it can be, and therefore it should be. Must it be, though? Yes, it must be. Otherwise, my entire life is a waste. I've lived for nothing.
Yes, let me tell you, Tinkerer. Sometimes your life is a waste. I can tell you this because I wasted most of my life.
No, you didn't waste your life, Honduke. You spent your life learning, and now you have taken the things that you have learned and turned them into something beautiful as you've chosen your path to follow the Star God.
Yes,
Do you
Handu.
realize that
Let
my
the
soul has been traded like a cattle on the market?
We'll get you back, Honduke. We'll get it.
Well, you see in Gnomish, you see a note. It is a scope of work, and it is called. It says the whiz wherever, which is what he called it, also the chronometron, otherwise known as. This device, when successfully assembled, will effectively allow time travel by acting as a map of portal locations. Will allow travel to any potential timeline on the prime material plane. The outer planes also will transcend time and space and allow for travel on what's known as prime materialis. No sane gnome in Bitopia would dare to attempt to construct the whiz wherever on Bitopia itself, which is why they are so rare. The device is only useful to someone whose primary interest exists on Primus Materialis. And the gnomes of Bitopia, which is the gnomish plane, otherwise known as Mechanus, are absorbed with the more abstract and wondrous inventions that are true to the duality of physics found on Bitopia. Izzy Cirrus has seen these and fixed them for the gods. This one appears to be being made for mortals. It is a dangerous undertaking with a high degree of catastrophic failure and construction, and by law must happen off-plane, that plane being Bitopia, must happen on the prime material plane.
Oh, that's some nerd talk to me.
Yeah.
So you think maybe his name, his original name that he's forgotten, is Izzy Cirrus.
Izzy Cirrus.
I don't know.
use that. Use it, seductress. You can seduce him.
I'm not seducing anyone, sir.
You're a seductress.
I'm not. And the fact that you would say such a thing.
Well,
Could be.
you obviously change your looks to get more friendly with him.
No. It's not about being seductive. It's about being able to communicate with my fellow tinkers in such a way that will not offend them and make it a little easier, to not distract him from his work.
So we got a burglar that gets offended about burgling, and we got a seductress that gets offended by seducing. I'm quite confused.
Well, that might be because you apparently know very little.
Yeah. Stick to doing what you know best, and that's paying attention to your shield, sir. Move along. Crap. So I will turn back after reading this note and say, Izzy Cirrus, right? That's your name?
That is part of my name, isn't it? Oh, yes, that is part of my name. That is what the humans call me. My full name, however, is Izzy Cirrus, whiz wherever, maker, assembly, mechanic, dial, arc, welder.
That makes more
Meet
sense.
you.
You know, that is
Can you say that more slowly?
Izzy Cirrus, whiz wherever, maker, assembly, mechanic, dial, arc, welder. There, slow enough for you? Or should I go slower?
Definitely go slower, or I'm going to be.
Izzy Cirrus, whiz wherever, maker, assembly, mechanic, dial, arc, welder.
All right, dial arc welder, Mr. Dial Arc Welder.
So, Izzy, Mr. Izzy Cirrus, if we are able to retrieve this book to help you finish the chronometron, would you teach me how to use it?
He looks at you. Says, well, you made it in here. You seem to know what I'm working on. And if you also were to retrieve the items that I need, then yes, I would teach you how to use it.
I would like
You would be capable, I think.
to extend my hand for a handshake to seal the deal, the way that we would in the Tinkerer's Guild.
All right, he does it. He feels very earthy when he does this. This is very much the kind of thing that a gnome from Bitopia would do to be one of these prime material gnomes. He feels very legit.
Yes, seduce him, seductress.
He feels very earthy. I will take note of the earthy feel of my newfound
Whoa.
here.
All right.
We're watching you right now.
Good.
Going to be sadly more disappointed than you were at the brothel in Harboron.
He is very pleased. Everyone left there feeling fine.
The Blue Balls Cafe.
All right, so I will turn back to my group after having this conversation in Gnomish with Izzy Cirrus and say, all right, well, so, buddies, with my very seductive prowess, Don, I was able to strike a deal with our friend Izzy Cirrus here that if we are able to retrieve the book and the items, that he will teach us how to use the chronometron, which I believe we can go far enough back in time to keep the forest from ever being invaded by this dragon, right? Which would stop the war initially and all of the stuff and things that we just need to do as a group of vigilantes.
Wait, who's a vigilante?
Well, you know, I like to dream about being one.
I'm definitely a vigilante.
I mean, Watchman is your last name.
I'm chartered by the Queen.
Watchman is my last name.
Vigilante does mean watch.
It absolutely does. So, what do you say, friendos? How do you feel about it?
I'm down.
I mean, we did come here for the chronometron, right? And to learn to build such a wonderful, magnificent item, to be able to help this tinkerer build this, not only would it be good for me and my knowledge, but the rest of you will be able to take part in something much bigger than yourselves, much bigger than Esmeralda, much bigger than this plane of existence even.
Yes, but the Star Child said that we needed to go and save her homeland from the dragon.
Well, we could do that. We could go back to the time when he invaded and tricked Sylvanus in the first place. And stop it.
That would be a solution.
It would.
That would be a true solution.
Maybe let's get it together and head off to the place where you. So the book you said, Handuk, when I mentioned the book, you said it's an escort college.
Yes.
We have the journal that says it's there.
Okay, so yeah, maybe we should get on our ship and head back.
All right.
By way of the Fjordlands and practice killing dragons.
Could we ask the Tinkerer if he would give us a letter of recommendation that to hand over this book to us so that we may?
I could ask him. I don't know if he can or will or not, but
because I can tell you that this guy at Escort College is a real pain in the ass. And if we go over there and ask him for the book, oh no, he is not going to just give us the book. Oh no. I can tell you that.
He may not give you guys the book.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't want to give you guys anything either if you went around calling me penis all the time.
They never called him that to his face.
So I will ask Mr. Izzy Cirrus. Pardon me one more time before we head off to get your book, sir. Would you mind maybe signing a letter of recommendation so the people at Esper College would be a little less pain in the ass about giving us the book to bring to you?
He looks confused, but makes it clear that if you write it, he'll sign it.
Okay. So I will write it up. That will say, I, Izzy Cirrus, Wiz Weaver Maker, Assembly Mechanic, Dial Arc Welder, would ask that you return the book of wondrous items to this group of adventurers so they can return to the Great Library of Kal-Thax so I may finish my item that I'm working on. That's none of your business, but it's here. So please do that thing. And then I will hand him much more better written wording than my audible sounding here and hand it over so he can sign it.
God damn, you can write fast.
He signs it.
All right. Huzzah.
Huzzah indeed. You go out to, you finally leave. Feels like you've been inside of the Great Library for so long, and realistically it's been like 3 days. And you had 5 days. So you walk outside and there are the Twitch kids, and they are desperate. They are gone. They are desperate for that formula. And the
I'll
leader
give
says,
them. So I made a fake harmless formula when we were in the lab. I'll give that to them.
did you? Yeah. Okay. All right. You got the formula. We got it. Yes. We're the boss.
And now, like, guys, we gotta go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. We gave them
They
the
all-
formula
they all
as we had
cheer.
promised.
They all cheer. You guys leave. You get back to the boat. What's the boat captain's name?
Brando or something?
Captain
Brando?
Bonghole.
Yeah.
Bonghole.
There you go.
Bungler.
Bungler.
It's
Captain
Bungler.
The Bungler is, he's been fishing, he's been sunning himself, and he takes you back to Broadwalk. That's where we will pick up next week.
Woo!
Interesting.
And you guys have gotten your library card. You have solved the great library of Kal-Thax. Good job. That was great. You went to the lighthouse. You found out what lighthouses do. The more of them you activate, the more you'll be able to move around the realm much faster using those lighthouses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you found out that you need to get that book. Okay, so we will pick up next week in Broadwalk. You will get news about what has happened while you were gone. It's a 6-week journey there. It's a 6-week journey. So you're really, it's been like 3 months since you've been in Broadwalk. Things have happened.
Yeah, so the Barbaron must have invaded Esmeralda or been destroyed by the dragon.
You will find
One or
out
the other.
next week or next time.